Hello everyone, my name is Alexander. I'm a conceptual artist, and today we're going to talk about one of my paintings. This painting in particular is really important for me. It's probably one of my successful paintings because it has been part of like the Olympics of Art in New York in 2024, and also it has been 2 times in the exhibition for the Intercontinental Art Biennale in Colombia and Brazil, I think. I don't remember exactly. However, we're gonna talk about it. I'm just gonna attach a picture right here with it. So along the way I'm talking about it, you're just gonna be able to see the details I'm talking about and the whole thought process behind it. So let's get started. This painting, it's called Destiny, a life story, and at the base of it, it's all about my belief and the questions of the belief I have. Since I was really young, I believe in astrology, and I was so interested in what the future holds for me. So in this way, I've always tried to get like a sneak peek of what is going to happen in my future. And at the age of 16, I started to approach different people that are doing astrology or tarot. And since then, I'm keep doing it, and it's a really interesting process, which I totally recommend to everyone. For those of you who are not really like maybe familiar with the aspect of astrology, in astrology, of course, there are different opinions about it, but the one I believe in is that actually our life, it's a pre-chosen narrative before we are born. And in this idea, it means that every single step we're following in our life, it's already predetermined and pre-chosen by us before we were born. That being said, the painting Destiny a Life Story, it really shows this. It shows like the way this pre-chosen narrative unfolds in our life. I'm gonna touch right now the picture with it so you can see and we can just talk about it directly. I have here a printed version of the painting, so it can be easier for me to explain you exactly like what I was trying to show in this painting. So I'm gonna start by saying that in the painting you can see 6 characters, but actually all those 6 characters are one, but the different stages of their life. We can see in the painting that actually in the middle of it there is the um, crone, like the last version of the story, and the beginning of the story, the infant. Those 2 moments represent the death and the birth of each one of us, and these 2 are the ones that they are sure about the story, are sure about the meaning of their story, are sure about the events of their life and the meaning of them, why happens, and what's the meaning of everything behind. As we go lower to the story, in the bottom part, you're going to see 4 characters. And if you look at them in the clockwise, you're going to see the really smallest one, that it's one that is trying to understand. It's already asking questions about its existence. And somehow this child starts to pray in the idea of trying to find certain answers about their lives. The second character is a little bit older than the previous one. This one is just trying to pray even harder in order to find more actually answers for their questions. As we move to the other side of the painting, we're gonna see the third character, which is already kind of sad and is trying to not only that it questions the story itself, but also through the prayers he manifested in the past, he didn't receive any answer, which makes him somehow to be losing hope on the story itself and the meaning of its life. The fourth character, there still questioning the story and its meaning, but he looks a little bit more relaxed than the rest of the 3 because he's more closer to the end of its life, which makes him to be the most wise ones from the all 4, but he's still not in the point that understands completely the whole story. As we can see, the four characters at the bottom, they're the one that questions the story. They're the one that they are trying to understand why they got born, what they have to do, why their desires are not fulfilled, why their dreams are not coming true, or why some does and some just don't. And in this way, what I was trying to say is that through our lifestyle, through our life in general, we're trying so much to understand and find the meaning of everything. And somehow astrology provides us this meaning in a way. It helps us to understand better the situations we're in. It helps us to understand better why certain things happen, and there is a reason behind everything. As I said in the beginning of this video, I'm a huge fan of astrology, and I all the time, like since I was 16, I'm still doing it right now. Once or twice a year, I'm just gonna book an appointment and try to understand in which point of the story I am right now, um, what happened, like what was the meaning about all the events that happened, good or bad, and also what's another like sneak peek of what's about to happen, what's about to unfold for me. And in this way, I have to say that for me, it makes the hardest part of the life and the hardship of it to be a bit easier, because I know that those events are somehow pre-chosen by me, and in a way, I'm responsible for all those choices, and I chose those things for a purpose. And this part of astrology, I wanted to show it in the painting through the bare canvas, which you can see it around the paintings close to the edges. Those bare canvases are like somehow painted with, it's a bare canvas that I attach it to the painting. And in there you can see certain like parts of a birth chart, because in my belief the birth chart contains like every element and all the aspects of your life, and you're gonna see there exactly how certain milestones are gonna be, when they're gonna be, what's gonna happen, why it's gonna happen. For those that are not that familiar with the idea of birth chart, the birth chart itself, it's just like a screenshot, if you want, of the sky in the moment when you are born. The way like the planets were, like in which positions they were, and also like based on the hour, you can find your rising signs, and it's a whole topic. If you're really interested in it, I highly recommend you to book an appointment with someone that knows how to do this, and you're gonna find a lot of answers. And yeah, I truly recommend you to do that, because for me it's something I'm doing now for almost 10 years, and I have to say that a lot of times I've had plenty of questions, and I did understand things, and I wish for things that they were just not for me. And in this idea that if you know, if you're just like someone explains you, and it shows you why certain things didn't work or why certain things are about to happen, it's going to be easier for you to make sense out of it. So in this idea, I just truly recommend you to do that. The painting itself, it's probably one of my first paintings in which I allowed myself to not finish it fast, because I'm gonna show you like also the rest of my paintings, because I'm just gonna start now a series with all my paintings, trying to explain them. But this one has like probably was one of the first ones that had like a really strong concept. It was really a lot about me and my belief, and in this way, in these paintings there were so many elements and so many things I wanted to show, but I just didn't know how to place them together. I didn't know how to create the right composition of it, how to make it really give you the feelings that I wanted you to feel watching this painting. So I have to say that this is the first painting that it took me 6 months to finish, and I didn't hurry, although I painted constantly in those 6 months, not every day, because I work in oil and I work in a lot of layers, which takes a lot of time to dry, and so on. But I don't want to rush. I don't want to finish it as I did with my previous paintings, that I would just try to finish them in a few weeks, maybe a month, but not more than that. And in this one, I just took my time and try my best to just be able completely to show everything I want, and to put together all those elements that they were important for me to make sense of this painting. So that being said, um, this painting also started being like taking me 6 months to finish it. I realized that as long as I paint more and I focus more on a certain project, it just like it gives me more um, like a bigger opportunity in trying to express it like better. And after this painting, I actually started this thing to not hurry anymore in my paintings. So right now I have like, I think four, yeah, four paintings I'm working on, and all of them, I started them, I think probably some of them in 2024, some of them in 2025, and they're not ready yet. I would normally be like, I want to paint as much as I can and try to, you know, like have more works to show to the world, but actually like taking my time with each story to really help me. And I truly recommend to every other like artist out there to just take their time, because right now I have some paintings that I worked for almost like 2 years on it, and I feel like if I would finish it earlier, I would not be able to express the story as I wanted, because you know, a lot of time there are certain stories I want to say, and those stories are raising certain questions that I don't have an answer to, and I have to wait for the life to give me that answer mostly. There's a really special painting to me that I'm going to show it you next time. That was also about one of my experiences, and until I didn't go back to the certain point of my life where I was when I started the painting, I was not able to finish it because I didn't fully understand my lesson. And that's exactly what astrology is about. Everything that is good or bad, mostly the bad things, because we are so focused on, you know, on the bad things, unfortunately, those are lessons for us. And that's exactly what I wanted to show you in that in this painting. That the two characters, the ones in the middle of the painting, the beginning and the end, they don't worry about the story at all. But the rest of the four, no matter what the stage they are in their life, they are worried. They are kind of like scared, and they're trying their best to understand the meaning of their existence. For the most oldest version, the last version of this character, um, it's almost decomposing because I wanted to show somehow that he's dying. That's the last version of itself. And for the infant that he's like holding, I liked this idea of like attaching something to it that it gives everyone like a feeling of a newborn, and that's why I chose this crochet to make like a little blanket in which the baby is held. I don't know if you know that, but in a lot of countries, those crochets, like those little blankets, are made by grandmothers for the newborn in the family. And that's exactly what I was trying to do in this painting, to give you the feeling of this newborn child. Because every time when I see a blanket made in that way, I'm just immediately thinking about this newborn, like a new chapter, a new life. And usually it's made by the oldest, which I feel like there is certain type of connection and experience to it that is attached towards this item. And I really love that a lot about it. I actually learned how to do this crochet, the knitting part, exactly for this painting, because out of nowhere I met someone that knew how to do that. I was still working on the painting, and when I met someone that knew how to do that, I just asked her to teach me how to do it. And the first thing I did was just for this painting, which I pretty much enjoy a lot, because I really feel like it gives the painting a certain aspect of like earthbound. Like this kid is earthbound. He's about to start his experience in life, and we're gonna see earlier, like later on, how this kid is just gonna go through all those phases of questioning the story. But as long as he is in that blanket, as long as he is like in these last versions of himself, in his arms, he doesn't worry about the story, and the story starts to be questioned in the moment when he grows a little bit. As I said about the 6 characters, also another thing that it's just a small thing, but it was really important for me to make sure that people understand that actually these 6 characters are one, is that um, each one of them on the left side of their forehead, they have a little white line, because actually I have a sign somewhere here, and I like to put that there for people to get it, that actually all those 6 characters are the same. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'm really curious what's your opinion about this painting, the concept of it. I would be really glad to read your feedback, so feel free to offer me this feedback and your thoughts on it. I will continue the series with all my paintings. I have to mention that this painting in this moment is for sale, so if someone's interested in it, or um, for an exhibition or something, you can just reach me out. The painting, it's like 120 on 80, I think, and it's pretty big, and it's also quite heavy. I think it has around 5 kilos, because there are a lot of layers, and that's my style, so in this way it kind of makes the painting to be a little bit heavy. However, the painting is not framed. None of my paintings are framed. I feel like that would be a touch of the buyer, if he wishes to have or not. It's up to him. And in this way, I want to thank you for watching this video. Please leave a like, subscribe to this channel, because I'm gonna talk about more of my paintings here, and I really hope with all this series we're just gonna not only deep dive in my world, and but also like we're gonna try to offer a special like meaning to the conceptual art and the paintings in conceptual art, because for me this topic is really important. I really wish people to see painting in a different way, and not just a landscape on the wall, and to dig more and let this form of art help us, to question us, to give us hints about life, or to, we are all a story, because this is also about something that I wanted to say in this painting, that we're all a story, a pre-chosen one. If you want to believe in that or not, that's up to you. But this narrative, this story, interlinks with other people's stories, and in this way we gain experience. Maybe we don't need to experience certain things in order to just learn our lessons, and I really hope people are going to resonate with this painting. Um, until now, it's been to, as I said, in 3 exhibitions. Right now it's for sale, and feel free to ask any questions you would like, and I would be very happy to make a video in which answer to your questions. Thank you so much for your time. I truly appreciate it, and hope you have a great day.